Why do people fall in love and then end up crying? Sounds familiar, isn't it? Probably you've heard this song many times before. Who wouldn't? In fact, I know for sure you haven't forgotten such a striking question. How about this song Almost Over You? Has it ever crossed your minds? Why it's just almost instead of completely. It triggers me every time I hear it. I can't help wondering why we can't get over a person so easily. I remember reading a story about two people who met in a dance, sweet music playing. There was harmony in the air. Then love came. The moment was magical. They fell in love and started building castles in their dreams. They believed they were meant for each other and were certain love would stay forever. But somewhere in the midst of the dance, they got lost. Something went wrong, and nothing they did to change its outcome. They were drifting away, their dreams shattered, and their castles nowhere to be found. The music stopped and silence enveloped the entire place. Often, when we fall in love, we simply close our eyes and listen to what we feel. When we truly love someone, we give our very best and let that person see the purity of our intention. We love deeply that we lose control and confuse ourselves with our own emotions. But sometimes the person we love dearly make us cry and hurt us for the wrong reasons. Even the least of thing, though that person may not know it, would mean the world for us. Inevitably, the person we trust so may sometimes betray us. That person must have loved you, but that person has not loved you enough to stand for what that person truly felt. We wonder why there's a love that blooms, but later dies. We try to search for answers and trace our mistakes, only to be left more bothered than before. We can never really question love, for it has its own reasons. Love will always be as it always has been, silent, mysterious, and deeply profound. Many of us believe that love is forever, that love never dies, only to be disappointed in the end, when we find our hands empty and our hearts still longing. We have mistaken love as a need to be fulfilled. Love is only a gift granted to us. We should not hold it tightly in our hands, for we may never find the courage to release it when it chooses to leave, thinking it will always be there, for we can't never stop love from leaving, not even any written contract or sweet words of persuasion. We should embrace its warmth and glow while it lasts, nurture with care for it to grow more. So when time comes for it to say goodbye, we will set it free with open hearts and without regrets. At last we know deep in ourselves that we have done our best to stay stronger and longer. Now, we are faced with the most impossible task, forgetting. We have burdened ourselves for quite a long time, but still we find it hard to get out of this emotional trap. We should bear in mind that the harder we try to forget someone we love, the more painful letting go will become. When we fall in love, we would never wanted that feeling to end, for it is everything that we wanted it to be. There are a lot of things that we would never want to let go of and people we don't want to leave behind. We often pray that love will stay and grow in our hearts, but if it doesn't, then we should not end where heartaches begin. Bear in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world, it's just the beginning of a new life, a new door of challenge. If love fails, set yourself free, let your heart spread its wings, and fly again. Remember that you may find love, then lose it, but when love dies, you never have to die with it. In love, very rarely do we win, but when love is true, even if you lose, you still win, merely for having the chance of loving someone more than you love yourself. Oftentimes, we never have to take that person out of our hearts at all, for that person will always be there. That person will always be a special part of us, of our memories, no matter how hard we try to drive that person away. It isn't that person's presence that make this difficult. It is our stubbornness to accept our destiny that makes forgetting impossible. We keep a cold face, perhaps a close hearts. There is still lingering hope for reconciliation. Somehow we still believe that we can restore a small remnants and re-establish the flame that once burned in our hearts. These thoughts give us hope, but it also breeds the seeds of loneliness and despair. When time comes for us to say goodbye to the feeling we wanted to stay forever, let us not wave our hands with a heavy heart, for love will have to set its wings free and find the place where it belongs. We may have lost it, but then again, when we close our eyes and listen to the echoes of our hearts, we will hear the feeling, resounding silently forever. Then we'll know that it has never leave us, for the better person that we have become, because of love, will always stay. It will always be there reminding us that we should be thankful and happy, not because we have lost love, but simply because that feeling lived in our hearts and made us happy. The only way to forget is to accept. The only way to move on is to look ahead. Loving is not how you give, but how you forgive. Not how you listen, but how you understand. Not how you say, but how you feel. And not how you hold on, but how you let go. Though it seems forever, you should let love go. Love is a decision. If you love someone secretly, better tell that person how you feel, because when you don't, you would forever regret missing the chance of letting that person know the truth. It is a gesture of letting go of your feelings and leaving it there, so you can go on after the experience, to face the future without that person. At least you have lessened the burden. It's more painful knowing that the person is right there but has no idea of how you feel. The strongest people are those who stand back when they fall. Somehow along this mysterious journey of life, you learn about yourself and realize there should never be any regrets. Only lifelong appreciation of the choices you've made. Only you know what's best for you. Happiness abides for those who have cried, those who have been hurt, those who have searched, and those who have tried, for only they can appreciate the significance of the people who have touched their lives and became their treasure. It's best to wait for the right one, then settle the one that's just presently available. Best to wait for the one you really love, for life is too short to be wasted on just someone